Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. I'm sorry about yesterday. I had a really busy day and I really tried hard to be here, but it was just too late. So I'm here today and I'm probably going to do a makeup one for yesterday. But thank you all for continuously showing up here, supporting the channel, and just hearing these messages. And I really hope that these messages are helping you guys because everything I talk about here from a personal, aspect and happened with me and how I persevere through all these things associated with grief, anxiety, depression, all of it, and how I just continue to persevere through it, and mainly stayed in prayer, you know, and meditation. So here we are today. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. So I've been drinking a lot of teas, trying to change my eating habits and things for the better because, as we get older, we have to really take care of our health. I come from a family, like my grandmother had 12 kids, and my grandfather had a farm, and my grandmother cooked a big meal. We grew up with a lot of food, and she made biscuits, guys, from scratch, chocolate cakes, and all this stuff. And I'm so used to eating like that. But as you get older, we have to find healthier ways to um, take care of ourselves. But I remember like during the summer when I was in school and I had the summers off and I would go down and visit my grandparents. Um, they didn't get up by alarm clocks and stuff like we do today. Um, my grandparents got up at the crow of the rooster. And I would hear that and I'm like, oh my God, what time is it? It'd be like 4:30 in the morning, whatever. And she would cook a big breakfast. I mean, you could smell the biscuits, the coffee, the bacon, oh my God, and the eggs and everything else. And she would have sliced apples and oranges and orange juice, everything you can name. They had it laid out in a big table. And she would wake everybody up for breakfast. And I miss those days and I miss my grandparents, spending time with my um, grandmother. One time when I was about 7 or 8, my grandfather took me outside because he had horses, he had pigs, um, wow, he had cows, all types of animals, because they had a farm. And he told me, because I was a little girl at the time, he told me that this chicken was bad, so he had to get rid of it. He should have never did that, but anyway, because I was traumatized by it. He had this wooden log, and he put the chicken on it and took an axe and chopped his head off. And the chicken, because of the nerves, started jumping around and stuff. And I was terrified. And then my sister, my cousin, picked the feathers off and all that other stuff. And I wasn't touching that. And I could still remember to this day, my grandmother cooked up the chicken, fried chicken, everybody at the table for dinner eating. And I said, I'm sorry, Grandma, I can't eat that. And my grandfather said, he was a real strict man, you know. And he said, yes, you are. And I said, no, you're going to have to do whatever because I'm not eating that. And grandma came over to me and she nodded and she made me some sausages and I ate that instead. I remember that, guys, like it happened yesterday. My grandmother was a beautiful woman. She was very slender, not kind of tall. Yeah, kind of tall, slender, beautiful skin. And she was just, you know, very mild. Her spirit was quiet, and she knew how to just calm things down. Because my grandfather, he was talking about, he was going to whip me because I didn't want to eat the chicken, but she just knew how to slide in there and calm things down. And I always appreciate that about her. So anyway, I'm trying to eat better. So I'm finding things like, for example, that I like, but it doesn't have a taste. So I buy olive oil and I put olive oil on. things and it make it taste better. Since my doctor wants me to eat a certain way, and I'm saying to her, "Oh my God, it's so hard," but I'm trying. Like I said in these videos, everything is step by step. So we fall off the wagon, and yeah, I fell off the wagon, guys, because I have a big donut here. Like, how big is, well, anyway, yeah, honeydew, if you guys, but I'm not going to eat it. Probably I'll eat it tomorrow. I'm trying to train myself, but it looks so good. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there because I do have my issues too, and I'm trying to, even though I fall off the wagon, and a lot of it has to do with food right now. But anyway, I'm here, and I hope you guys, happy Friday to you, and thank you for showing up. The topic of discussion today is to heal is to grow. We're going to talk about that. And when I talk about things here on this channel, it's from not just my not just my viewpoint, but from the anxiety and grief and trials and tribulations that I've gone through, and how I healed those things effectively. And it wasn't easy. Nothing is easy about this. So I'm sharing these tidbits with you here because these tidbits and things I'm sharing here can possibly help you as well. So let's jump right into it. Um, Growing and healing leads to self discovery, and I had a hard time with telling people no. I had a hard time, before I got on the journey to heal. And I had a hard time with just, people in general, meaning that I was subservient for a long time. And then I would just allow myself to do things and be in situations that I didn't want, just because, so that people could like me. And I think I talked about this in some videos back, a few videos back. But anyway, one of the things that I had to learn to do, there was a time I belonged to this group with a friend group, and you meet people and talk online, etc. And so this guy befriended me, older guy, whatever. I think he was a widow or whatever. And I don't mind like talking to people and stuff, but and I made it clear that I didn't want anything more than that. And then, one conversation led to another. He wanted to talk more and more. And I didn't want this. So, I said we can talk from time to time, but this texting me every night and all this other stuff, and then he started to invite me out to dinner, and I started to feel uncomfortable. And that was the beginning of my healing process because I knew it wasn't going anywhere. And I needed to find a way to say, look, and I've tried to tell him this a few times, but he said, just get to know me. Let's go to dinner. Let's do this and that and that. And it just felt intrusive on my personal space. I don't, if I'm into somebody, by my actions. But this was something, I'm not into this. So it just started to make me feel uncomfortable until I was forced to say, look, we can't do this anymore. I really don't feel comfortable talking to you. And I told him why. And it was the first time that I took a step towards, you know, how I felt and etc. And it wasn't easy. And he was a little aggressive with it. Well, just give it time. No. And then I got mad. I'm not giving this time because I don't want this. And I told you this. So now what we're going to do, I'm blocking your number. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And that was the first time I've ever did something like that because the old me would let him talk on, knowing I don't want to be bothered. So that was the beginning of me seeing the healing process being effective because I was letting people step on me, walk on me. I didn't value myself the way I do now today. That's why I'm sharing that little example with you guys. And after I did that, it felt good. And then each other step that I took, it was difficult, uncomfortable. But as I took those steps, it became easier, when toxicity and things were happening that I didn't want. So growing and healing leads to self-discovery. And then this grows, this kind of growth encourages you to take care of yourself. You want to better yourself. You want to take care of your health and your mental health, your physical health and your mental health. And you want to do better as you see the results. The results may not be shown right away, but you will see the results. Nothing ventures, nothing gained. But in order to see those results, people, you have to persevere and fight through all the toxicity and all the things that make you feel uncomfortable, uneasy, and etc. And you have to keep going and going and going, even when you don't feel like it. And that's why I put on music, because it's a source of healing. And I listen to music from my playlist on my phone, and then that gets me going. I have tea that, you know, trying to drink more of the tea than coffee, for the immune system to, get myself going when I don't feel like it. And one of the things with growth, as you start to get on this bandwagon to heal yourself from trauma, grief, pain, etc., childhood issues, as you slowly start to look at these things and start to heal them, um, you begin to make better decisions in your life. And not just saying, not just making a decision just because to please someone else. When you really are uncomfortable with the decision, but you're making it anyway just to please family, a partner, or, whatever, whomever, and then you really don't want to do this. So making better decisions for yourself. And when you make better decisions for yourself, you're taking care of your health in that way also, because when you make decisions based on what somebody else want and you don't want it, it starts, and then you feel that inner like uncomfortableness and resentment. All that stuff cause health issues. But if you just straight up and find a way to say, look, I really don't want to do this, etc., so forth, and explain, and then you feel better. When you feel better, you do better. And being alone, you start to realize you can be alone without being lonely. Because as you do the work to, heal yourself, you want to spend time alone sometimes. You're not afraid to be alone. Just because someone is alone doesn't mean they're lonely, because I'm definitely not lonely. But at this time, I'm choosing to be single, because for me, to be in a relationship, right? For me, at this point in my life, where I'm going to say, what for me is to get to know someone, slowly spend time, do fun things together, grow and learn about that person, so that I can see, if this person is on the same page with me, and see, what if this person is toxic or not, how much toxicity, because we all have something, but I'm talking about narcissistic things and toxic stuff where a person want to control you and etc. And it takes time to see all that stuff. And when a person want to step on the accelerator and go faster than what I need to do, then I will say, listen, this is going too fast. We need to slow this down. And then they insist on that, then I'm out the door. And what I do differently now is what I just said, because in the past, oh, somebody want to be with me kind of attitude. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. There was a time I met someone, guys, excuse me, and that person, said, you want to go out? Okay, yeah. And then, 2 dates later, we're in a relationship. And I look back on that because I look at the pros and cons of where I made mistakes in the past. And then I learn and grow from them and say, hey, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go through that, because when that will spin again, like I said in previous videos, the lesson is worse than the first time around when you don't learn it. So I've learned that lesson, making better decisions, taking my time, and if I feel the need to do a background check on somebody to see, I do it. If they want to do one on me, yeah, they can do that too, because they're trying to get to know me as well. One time, I grew up with this guy long time ago, when I was a kid, and I ran across him on one of my pages, and I was thinking about, hey, I just wanted to check with him to see what's going on, and he I went to check to see what was going on with him. And he wasn't, and I said, let me do a background check. And what happened when I did the background check, I found out some stuff that, oh my God, you know, oh my God. So I did a background check and I found out some stuff that, yeah, I don't want to do this. So sometimes it's good to see that because, when there's a lot of toxicity, and now what I do is take my time. I'm not being ruled by impulse as I was in the past. I'm more responsible today than I was, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The process may be slow, but stick with it because you're going to be happy at the end that you did, because you're going to see that the steps you take and you stay true to the healing process and persevere through it. You're going to stay true to it. As you do so, you're going to see the progress step by step. So, guys, that's the message today. I have a meeting in a little bit before I have to go back to work. Actually, not meeting, but I have a um, with my therapist. So that's the message for today. I'm going to try to jump back on at some point and share another message to try to make up for yesterday. And guys, the snow is coming, so be careful out there. Share this message, subscribe to the channel, and let's keep this going. I'm learning to turn this pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help other people. So I'm not a therapist or a social worker of any sort, just a person who's gone through a lot of loss, grief, and on the path to healing. And I'm just sharing this message, a lot of messages through these videos to help other people who are going through the same. Thank you again, and everyone, happy Friday and have a good evening. This is Lisa, always encouraging you and shedding love and light. Bye for now, guys.